What's up, guys? Today I want to show you the basics of Webtoon. And I will be using Clip Studio Paint. So in Clip Studio Paint, they have the newest update and I'm super excited. I'm using Clip Studio Paint Pro. You have to buy it, but it's not that expensive. I know the Clip Studio Paint X is like a couple $100, but this one I think is, I will look it up. So we're going to create new. And then right here, they actually have a Webtoon option, which is really nice. And then you can select whatever you'd like. I have a specific region. It's the width of 800 by 12,800. And then I keep the resolution the same. And this will create 10 pages. See, I wrote 10 pages. Once you open that up, you're going to see the whole sheet right here. When creating a Webtoon, you'll want to make about 2 or 3 of these sheets total to make about 20 to 30 panels. So in your first layer, you come over to the line tool. I like to keep it at 10 because it's not too large and you can still see it. Zoom in until you can see 1280. And then hold down the shift button and slide over your line tool. You want to do this for every 1280 pixels. And you should have 9 lines for 10 sheets, frames, whatever you would like to call it. Alrighty, once you're all done with that, you can see clearly 10 pages. Once you have that down, we drew these lines because when you zoom into it, you want to keep in mind that the reader can basically, this is what they're going to see on the screen. So you mostly want to keep your panels in here unless it's an extra long panel, maybe something more detailed, because they're going to just go scroll down to it. And what a really good rule of thumb is, try to keep it between 1 to 2 panels unless they're really small panels. Because if you think about it, this is how they're going to see it. And even though it's fine, it's actually pretty small. When traveling, you have little squares. Or maybe it's changing the scene, so you have a building. And that's like telling you the scene is changing. When it's a big, important scene, you really want to have it huge. You want to be able to let the reader see that beautiful detail that you're drawing. You know, you're working so hard for it. And then when it is something this big, you don't want to have these really close. So what you'll do is, this is just for the sake of it being easier. I'm going to pull this down and have it slightly below, maybe halfway into the line. And then you'll have your speech bubble right here. And if they continue talking, you can always have a trail of bubbles. If it's the same person talking, you want to connect them. If it's different people talking back and forth, then you want to have them on either side. And usually before this would happen, what you would have is a person here and a person here, both talking to each other. And you see that this is on the left and this is on the right. So you have to keep it going. Left, right, so on. But you don't want it to go on forever. When you're having like a narrator type scene, your text bubbles will be square. When you're having something very important, it will simply just be there. Then whisper bubbles are dots. These are angry bubbles, and so on and so forth. What I really wanted you to know is the pacing of Webtoon. I've looked up a lot of videos and not a lot of people talk about this. They just talk about how to draw the webtoon and the process and the different assets that they have in the different drawing programs. But I really think this is important because when you're reading a webtoon, you can't have it really close together. Your reader may not be able to understand what's going on, see the faces. Your reader may not be able to see the text bubbles very correctly because you have to fit them in the bubbles. I think most people use multiple panels like this if they're drawing something that's chibi, really cartoony, but nothing for a grand, beautiful drawing. You need to show that. You need to show all the hard work that you put into it. Plus, pacing it. Let's say you have something like a really long time, right? Like they're talking back and forth. And then for this really important message, you would only have it way down here to give your audience a bunch of like negative space. Like imagine it as a pause in a TV show. Pause for dramatic effect. It's the same feeling. That you're basically pausing for a minute and then you're reading that, and then before you go to the next page you want to pause for about the same amount. So you see this is almost a whole page. So this one you would wait until about right here to start drawing again. Now, having about these 10 pages, a new thing that Clip Studio Paint Pro has that I'm really excited about is Export Webtoon. You'll come here. Regular size of a webtoon slice is 800 by 1280. So that's why I have all my pages 1280 spaced apart. Then I'll put in the 1280, it will slice it 10 times, and it will actually slice on each of the lines that I drew. And it's just divide vertically, and it's really, really awesome. Now I have all my pages, but you don't have to go into Photoshop or anything. I think Clip Studio Paint has recognized the fact that a lot of people who create webcomics are using their program. So they're trying to accommodate for them. And I think that's absolutely fabulous. Now this is very, very brief. I wanted to keep this really short, very basic. In the future, if you like, I'm going to go into tutorials about very basic coloring, line art, and then right here, we'll go into speech bubbles, using the 3D tools, the whole thing. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll keep you posted. Keep checking my channel for new tutorials. Bye.